Maybe.
Oh, guess what? I was over on Instagram again.
You were over on Instagram. It happens.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday night, but can you believe it's already another week? It's been a week has gone by already, and it's Thursday Night BBQ Chat again. I am Steve Kress. I am with It's All About the Barbecue, and during the week, you can find me working the barbecue department at Wanamaker's in lovely, beautiful downtown Downers Grove. And a man sitting next to me, as always, working the keys, working the technological stuff that happens here on this great big show that nobody watches.
Everybody watches.
The chairman of the board, Mr. Ryan Hoagland of Barbecue Blackstone and Beer.
What's going on, everybody? That's right. It is Thursday. We are here once again, and I'm excited for this show.
Well, I don't think you've ever talked to our guys. I mean, I've had him on, but I did when I've done the old show, he was on a couple times, and obviously I was pretty geeked up because he's, as I told Al Fergoni, Heath Riles is one of my barbecue hero people. So,
Yes.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm trying to find the show here on Instagram, but it's not.
Where'd this come? Did you post this, or where'd that come from?
That's for that does that with the Wanamaker's Barbecue and Smoke Supply, because since I have Mr. Heath Riles on, and Wanamaker's carries the almost well, he keeps coming out with new stuff, almost full line of Heath Riles barbecue supplies. I figured that the good customers over there at Wanamaker's would want an opportunity and a chance to ask Mr. Riles some questions and do stuff, and so I put it across the big house's Facebook as well.
That's awesome.
You look like you're really busy today.
No, my connection to my Barbecue Blackstone and Beer page wasn't going through, so I was trying to get it restarted here and get it going. But I got it now.
Yeah, my Instagram is frozen, so God only knows
That's not good. Mine's
anyway.
Hey,
So you want to hit our sponsors while we're
let's go. We got to pay the bills.
Let's do that, and let's dive into it so we can
definitely.
we
This
can
is
get
going to be a
chat.
short show tonight, guys. Mr. Riles has got to go. All right, here we go.
Got the OG Bandits, Melinda's Hot Sauce, Spitfire Grills, Steak Ager, Southern Pride Barbecue Smokers, Genuine Chicken Roaster, Marble Ridge Farms, Wood Food Systems, and Smoky Woods.
All right, Ryan, I am excited because of the fact of our guest here today, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Our guest today, Mr. Heath Riles, is on a roll. He just won Memphis in May, but he has, and I remember them all pretty much. He has won grand champion in ribs, I believe 3 out of the last 4 years. He is rocking it with the ribs. So if anybody has any questions about barbecue or anything else that's related to Heath Riles products or Memphis in May, or just cooking barbecue in general, feel free to ask, comment. We're only going to go to about 40 minutes or so with Heath. He's got some very important things he needs to do. So we're going to get about 45 minutes with him, and then Ryan and I will finish it up for the other.
Right, well, let's get it going. Nobody wants to sit here and look at us all day. So, Mr. Heath Riles.
How y'all doing tonight, gentlemen?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic. How are you doing, sir?
Man, just another day of filming videos. That is about it.
It's a lot sometimes.
It definitely can be.
It's I all the videos that I cook, that I record myself, I'm not to that point where I can just go I'm going to film this video and be done. That's my dinner, right? And I got the wife yelling at me, going here and there, going, "Hey, let's go. When is it going to be ready? Why you got to take pictures?"
Why do you have to say that your wife was yelling at you, Ryan? I mean,
because she's hungry. Because my food is amazing, and she just wants to scrunch it all up.
Oh, Lord.
Sounded
Good answer. Good save. Good save.
I tried to get him under the bus.
You tried to. She's not even here right now to back it up, but
Anyway,
Nobody wants to talk to me.
no, definitely not. So Heath, you're on a little bit of a roll there, my friend. As I said, you're at Memphis in May. You're grand like 3 of the last 4 years in ribs.
Well, we've won the category 3 of the last 4 years in
Yeah.
ribs, and that's very hard to do. And I don't know. I tell this story a lot to people. Ribs has not won Memphis in May, but like once since 2000, since back when 2002, and then one other person, John Wheeler, won it a few years back and kind of broke the curse. And so rib is like the toughest thing to win with there. And so
Right.
I don't want to downplay that a whole hog is easy or a shoulder is easy, but the odds of you finaling at Memphis in May in a hog or shoulder is better if you're a good cook than you do at rib, because there's so many more tables of ribs you have to beat to be one of the top 3. It's just math. It's nothing, not saying nobody is a better cook than anybody else at all. But I'm just hard headed. I like going against the odds, not with them.
Yeah, right. Well, I have to do. I do want to say, because I believe the first year you did ribs was 2022, and my good friend John David Wheeler, I think, won it in 23. I think with the ribs, and I love John David Wheeler. I volunteer with him with Operation Barbecue Relief, but I was kind of like, I really wanted Heath to get that first rib, first rib grand champion in forever many years or ever, but yeah. But anyway, at least the
Well,
Christmas.
it couldn't have been, it couldn't have went to a more deserving guy. John David deserves it. He is mentored me when I was younger, and used to loan me cookers when I didn't have grills to do catering jobs with and things like that. Or just when I needed anything, John was a go-to guy. He'd give anybody the shirt off his back, and that's a true legend, really is.
And that's true barbecue family, because that's basically what it's all about is mentoring and teaching and helping the next generation and the next group along, and actually just keep making sure barbecue keeps moving forward. And I agree with you 100%. So, but what were the nerves like going into this year? I mean, were you?
I mean, the nerves is about like normal there. I mean, the nerves don't bother me until Saturday morning. And
Okay.
Saturday morning, once really you light the fire and get going. Even before that, I don't get much sleep on Friday night. It's not because I don't go to bed early. I think I could try to go to bed about 8:30 or 9, but I'm up by 3, and I'm back at the park by like 3:45 or 4. And I light a pit, I think at 4:30, and I put ribs on like at 5:15. My first set of ribs, just the way I like them to rest. And I think the second set went on at 7:15 for my finals ribs, just staging them like that, hoping that we would make it. But they called for a lot of thunderstorms that night, and they shut down the park at 7, and then the storm ended up passing. And just cooking in a lot of barbecue contests, I knew it was going to be a good day for a rib. I mean, just because I feel like a lot of people had dry loins in their hogs and things like that. All that moisture in the air just kind of sucked the moisture out of that pig. And that may not make sense to a lot of people. And there's ways to overcome that, but it's very hard at the end of the day. And pork, it's hard to beat pork. I mean, Chris Lilly's got one of the best shoulders. I mean, he's won first place shoulder 13 times. So it's hard to beat him. He's got one heck of a shoulder. So I don't know. Everything's just got to line up there.
How much did you tweak I'm going to ask you a question, because actually let me make a comment, because I want to see if I'm right. And I don't think all of them are, because I think I did research it. Did you put on competition, garlic jalapeno, I think it is. And did you put on this one? I don't think it, did you put on apple?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Because I was just curious, because after you won Memphis in May, for some reason, I started selling a ton of competition, a ton of garlic jalapeno, and I don't know why apple was going, but everybody
Apple rub or apple glaze?
Apple rub.
Well, we actually use the apple glaze now. We use the garlic jalapeno and the comp rub, and then we take the sweet sauce and spicy sauce, like a cup of each, and a half a cup of apple glaze. But we do like 2 bottles to 6 bottles of the other 3 and 3, something like that.
Yeah.
And measured out like that just to make a big bucket of it. But that's the straight sauce. nothing else. And then we take the rub and we grind it down, and I do add a little more pepper to it. Uh, that's about it.
How much more do you grind it down? I mean, it's already pretty fine. I mean, or do you
I
mix
put
it
it
all
in a
together?
I put it in a spice grinder and then put it in a like a powdered sugar shaker where it's only coming out as a fine mist. And I don't grind it, I don't pulsate it. I just touch it a few times where it's still
Yeah.
got some heavy chunks in there, from the sugar and the rub and stuff like that. And some of that don't come out of the shaker. It like clumps up, so you can't fill the shaker up all the way. I mean, it's just a science to it, right? The holes you need about halfway, and he's clanging inside the can, and it barely missed out over the top of that rib.
A little post dust. I was sitting here talking before that. Realized my son came down here, so I muted my mic for a second. I was talking. I was like, "Why is nobody responding to me?" But yeah, leave it to the technical guy to mute himself and not talk.
Well, I was okay with it.
I know, I'm
Yeah.
sure you were. That garlic jalapeno is probably one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites too. It is. I actually made it in a coleslaw recipe today.
Oh, that would be
I've
good.
been finding myself try to use it on more and more stuff just to see what else it'll go good with, because it just goes great with everything.
Well, and what I like about it, the heavier you get, the spicier it will get. So it depends on what heat level you want, of how thick you put it on.
Yeah. I forgot my question again. God bless it, Ryan. It was something to do with Memphis and May and the judging. What is it? I mean, what do you when you get into the judging part of it? What is it like? Did you have a good feeling that you were in the finals, or from your judges meeting and all that other stuff, or
So
is it still anybody's
works.
game?
Well, what a lot of people don't understand. So 3 judges come on site, right? One at a time every 15 minutes. But before you do that, you have to turn a blind box in. And that blind box score is basically worth about 67.67 and, whatever it metrics off to be. Well, those judges are worth the other 33.33%, basically a third apiece. So your blind box score counts for 2/3 basically of your score. And then those judges, every 15 minutes, they turn in their scorecards to get calculated up. And the best score out of everybody judged, right? Because it's non-biased. I mean, right? They got to rank them out, but it's so many
Yeah.
judges. And then you got blind tables in there, so many blind tables, and the top 3 teams, the highest calculated score goes to finals. And that's in every category, not just ribs.
Yeah.
So really and truly, it is a majority of a blind box score. So you have to have a superb product, that nobody knows who it is, that people has to agree on in the first place, right? You got to have that
Right.
majority vote. And then it's just like the people kind of finishing it off. The judges is what I like to say, kind of agreeing with the blind judges in a sense for you to go on and be one of the top ones in that category.
And then how do they determine because it's obviously it's shoulder, it's ribs, and it's whole hog. How do they
Right.
determine out of the 3 which one of you guys is the overall grand champion?
So once they find out the 9 teams, 3 in each category, they have 4 different judges go around to all those 9 teams, and they have to sample all those 9 teams' product and break it out first through 9th place. So that means somebody that even won first place hog may have been 8th place overall, right? Or 7th place. It's the highest, whatever categories that ranks out first through 9th in the end. So you have to go through 4 judges on a blind table, 3 judges on site, and then 4 more on site. And they all have to agree you have the best food. And they have to rank the scores out 10 all the way down to, like 6 or whatever, 5, but then, all the decimal points and all out. And so we were lucky enough to catch 2 of the 10s that day. And we caught 199. And so that kind of stamped us right there for grand champion. And I was in total shock. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I mean, I knew we had a really, really good rib, but when you go against the caliber of teams that's on that stage, I mean, trying to break stuff out, there's been people lose by 1/1000th of a point.
Right.
And so it just, it's fractions. So
Jeez Louise.
I've been there on that.
What
yeah,
you've
it's
been at Memphis in May?
No, not Memphis. I'm not that level, but I'm getting beat out in a competition by a couple hundredths of a point. It's
yeah.
not fun.
Yeah,
It
so it's
is actually
pretty
against the smoke freaks.
well, it's not very easy to do for one, right? And when you have to get that many judges to agree on something is what I like to tell people. I mean, and it's very hard for a rib to beat a whole hog because you have to turn in 3 parts of a whole hog. And the shoulder, there's so many people putting different muscles of the shoulder in and butt and all that because you have to cook a whole shoulder there. And so you can see why it's so hard to go up beside a baby back rib. And so you just have to have one hell of a rib. But that rib, I will say, was probably the best rib we have ever cooked. I mean, and I can see why my others didn't win versus this rib, if that makes sense. It was like
Right.
everything just lined up absolutely perfect from the rest time to the amount of seasoning layered on to, the way the glaze stuck and was not tacky and just set. I don't know. It's kind of undescribable. Everything was just lined out right. I mean, the whole weekend for the whole team, nobody had an argument, a misword, and that's uncommon. I think we had 20 something people there because I had a sample tent on the street, so we were cooking for the sampling tent in the back as well as the contest stuff going on.
Yeah. I was kind of like chuckling a little bit because you saying that you could tell by looking at this year's ribs that how it was better than the other ones, and
Mhm.
I bet you the other ones just looked absolutely amazing because I wish I could have tasted that rib. That's all I can say because you're talking about it, and my mouth is sitting there going, I want to taste that rib so goddamn bad.
It was just, when you buy ribs at the store, you go through a lot of ribs. I went through 92 slabs to get down to what I cooked. And I cooked 24 slabs for the contest. I cooked 16 out of the gate and I cooked 8 more for finals.
Wow.
Jesus.
So, I mean, just to ensure that I had enough for to go through for the blind box, for everything, right? I wanted to be picky.
You could be with that. Holy cow. How many? Yeah, Jesus. And it's only what is it? Is it still only the 6 bones? Is that what you're turning in?
No. I had as far as bones in the box.
I mean, sorry, ribs. How many ribs did you have in there?
I had nine 2-bone portions.
Oh.
So in Memphis, I will say that's the difference. You turn in double bone portions versus a single bone Hollywood cut.
Didn't know that, did you, Ryan?
Learn something new.
They want to pull apart that rib.
I bet that sounds delicious, though. I tell you. Why don't you catch up Mr. Blazing Stars in here today? Mike Star, nice to meet you.
Mike Star in here says, congratulations, brother. I will always remember talking to you Saturday morning after you put on your finals ribs, the Rib King. And we got Hunter Townsend here says, what's up, guys? The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Heath Riles.
I don't know about a legend.
Not yet, anyway. You're getting there, though. You're getting pretty. Now, is that your first? I mean, that's your first grand at Memphis in May. Have you won any of the other granddaddies, the Royal or the Jack at all?
No, I mean I've got some 180s at both of them. But when I was on my really cooking tear back then, I really didn't do it back then. And now I don't. At Memphis in May, we put a lot of practice in throughout the year, and I cook a lot of slabs of ribs throughout the year, whether it be on a pellet grill or a stick burner or open flame or a drum or whatever. A lot of people don't realize how many slabs we cook every year for video purposes. And and I don't know. I'm going to go back and throw the fence at it again in rib. I really like the 3-hour cook time and not having to be there all night long for shoulders or whole hog. And it just works for me. So I'm going to stick with it. But the other contest, we're going to the Jack this year, and I'm about to start gearing up to practice for it. So we'll see how that goes. I probably won't get hard and heavy till September, start practicing till right before it, and I'll probably cook every week up to the Jack. Um, and that's just the way my mindset kind of gets. So,
And you do the Royal? You do the Royal, or do you?
I haven't been. I didn't go the last couple of years because of my daughter. And then what was it on Halloween last year? And I didn't go. And she's 2, her second Halloween, and I missed a lot of things with my son as I grew my career. Back then, and I kind of vowed now that I won't do that with my daughter. That we're
Yeah.
kind of more established, and somebody else can beat the road down if they want to. I'm not chasing anybody. That's what I don't want to sound bad saying that. I want to cook when I want to cook, which is usually just only a few times a year now, because of the way the business is and us, the way we shoot content and children and life and my mom and business and all that. I just don't have the time like I used to.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're in a good place. I mean, because I agree with you. Because obviously, you have the older son and everything, and I've got 2 older sons, and it's like, yeah, you don't want to miss any minute of when they're young and they're little, because as you know, it's and Ryan, you're like right in the middle, but it's like
Right in the middle, yeah.
I mean, you turn your head, and it's like, I mean, my oldest is going to turn. I think this year he's going to turn 23. Actually, no, I think it's going to be 24. Actually, he's going to be turned 24, and it's just like you're just like, where did 20 almost 25 years go? And it's just boom, just like that. So yeah, no, I agree. If you can spend time with family, kudos to you that the success and everything's gone to where you can do that, because that's money right there.
Well, actually, my son will be 20 on Saturday.
Oh wow!
Happy early birthday to him.
Happy early.
I mean,
birthday.
no, on Sunday on Father's Day. Yeah, Sunday.
Oh, that's
On Father's Day. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
nice.
yeah. No, I
Oh,
did that.
so-
My oldest, I missed out on a lot. So I there's a lot of things I want to do, but I'm not at that point where I'm ready to miss it with my youngest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't, unless you really have to. If you really have to, then otherwise I wouldn't miss it for anything.
I seen
Well,
I seen a thing the
and-
other day that said if you're able to take your kid to practice and to games, you're winning in life.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, that one kind of hits. You can always
Well,
make
and I firmly believe that by the ones that work for me. You don't have to if your kid's got a game or your kid's out of school or got a field trip or whatever. The ladies that work for us in the office will go. I'll get mad at you for not going. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just that simple. I don't want to have it. We're not building rockets. We're not saving anybody's lives. And I understand a shipment might get messed up every now and then from the warehouse. We get to it as fast as we can, but I do believe in letting our people have a life too.
Yeah.
I'm not. You got to live a little.
Right. To get back to the being a legend, Mike Starr, you said you are a legend, brother. And then we got Johnny Cremines comes in and says, "Congratulations, Heath, on the win."
Thank you.
Yeah, I was excited. So, yeah, I mean, you're rolling out the product again. I mean, you just came out with the buffalo rubs, and then now you just came out with the I believe the hot peach.
Hot honey
glaze.
peach.
Hot honey peach.
I've got about. I mean, truthfully, I've got about 85 products ready to go to market right now. I've worked on them for years and years and years, and I won't never come out with that many, but I've even got fry breaders to whatever if I decide to go that route already done. And we're working to expand our glaze line a little bit more, going into a little more natural, fruitiness flavors and using some more purees and things like that. And I've got a few more rubs that I'm going to end up dropping before it's over. I'm sure that we've worked on, and maybe a few more brines. I mean, maybe some more wing dust. I don't know.
And you're
We'll
getting
just have
close
to
to that
see.
You're getting close to that 85. You were keeping it down. And then it was like a few more glazes, a few more rubs.
Well, it will. I've got to round out. I've got to round out a few things. I'm sure it'll be about 10 more product, 10 or 12, and then I'll probably drop a couple before it's over out. I keep saying that, and the sales keep increasing on my bottom too. I keep looking at my bottom too, right? And then sometimes they'll climb the ladder and go back down, and it's just certain times of the year that things spike on certain products, and it's not worth really killing it over because it sells all year long. I don't have any date issues or anything like that. So
Can I-
it's I do want to eventually get to where we're packing in 6-packs though to kind of help retailers a little more. You
That
know,
would be nice. I agree with I applaud you for that. Not that yours has any problems moving through the cases at 12, but
it's shelf
uh,
space. Let's face it, it's
well,
back
it's just
stock and shelf space.
well, you know what it helps out with is it is as a retailer, especially someone with a line as vast as yours. Like when we first started carrying your products 5 or 6 years ago, I only could order 4 because at that point we weren't selling a ton of rubs like we were now, and you were probably going to be the biggest anchor that hit the shelf at that point. And I knew the store. I mean, if I went and ordered 10 and I ended up with 120 or 140 bottles of rub, they would have shot me, but so that's it for a store that's just getting into it. 6s are, that's, you can order a great assortment with just 6s. So yeah, I agree with you. Good.
And we want to do that for our glazes as well, and our sauces, And I hear a lot of that from retailers. And let's face it, if I decide to go put some more into big box, it kind of helps drive the other rubs as well, and the products in the other barbecue stores. I mean, some people don't like us to put stuff into big stores, but a lot of that traffic drives people to smaller stores. And all
Right.
they have to do is buy it once and then go, where can I get this at? And I'm going to a dealer locator. Oh, he's got it here. Yeah, he got a bigger assortment, because no
Yeah.
big stores put in the whole lineup. And I don't know, it really, I can really tell a difference when you have barbecue stores around certain grocery stores.
Yeah.
Their sales really, really pick up it's crazy.
And Johnny's got a question, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm gonna get caught up here. We got Big Rome says, "What's up, Heath Riles Barbecue?" We got Robert Rose, the Rose's Backyard Barbecue says, "What's up, fellas?" And then Johnny Cremine wants to know, do you sell in bulk, like 4 or 5 pound packages to restock the bottles?
We do. We sell in 2-pound bags, actually, because I think 2 pounds stays a lot fresher. And the bags that we use, you can actually stick in a vacuum sealer and keep resealing them over and over again if you want to just cut the corner off of it. And I sell it in 24-pound boxes if you want the whole case of it. But I just pack it out in 2-pound bags just because I like to keep it, a little bit fresher.
Yeah, fresh is good.
So can we compare and see? Would you be willing to divulge your 2 bottom sellers?
Cherry rub probably goes in spurts.
Okay.
And what was the last one? Probably hot rub.
I would concur.
And the hot rub is more of an all-purpose barbecue rub. It's not hot. And if I had to pick one rub, every catering job I do, every time I go to cook pulled pork, 99% of the time, any chicken, any of that, if I'm catering, I'm grabbing one rub and I'm grabbing that hot rub.
There you go. See, now it's going to spike again because you just endorsed it.
I mean, it ain't that I'm endorsing it. I'm going to end up relabeling it. Is what I'm going to end up relabeling it. I'm just going to be truthful. It's not a true hot rub. The pepper did not balance out as hot as it was from a small batch to a big batch, and I mean that's all it is. Being 100% truthful with you, and but it turned out to be a really good all-purpose rub. Builds a really good bark on pork and things like that. So. And just as far as catering goes, I sell it to a lot of caterers and a lot of restaurants and places like that do bulk. I just need bulk rub, and that's the one rub that I recommend. So I sell a lot of that in 2 pound.
I think a relabel.
I just want to go and I finish up, Ryan, really quick. But I know I cut you off all the time, but you like it. I'd have to say those are. You're spot on. Cherry does go in spurts. It sits, and then all of a sudden, it's either I'm thinking you do a video or somebody did a video that used your cherry rub or something, because all of a sudden the cherry will go. And is it Mitchell that works? Is he works? Yeah. You can let him know if he's watching this. The bottle of hot rub is finally off my shelf. I finally took it off today because you were on the show, and we took a picture of something. I don't know what it was. And he messaged me. He's like, dude, that hot rub is the only rub that's got the old label on it. And I said, I know. For some reason, people at Wanamaker's don't like hot stuff, but it'll eventually
It's
go.
not, but it's not hot. If you tell somebody it's
I know.
not hot, I mean, and they try it once, they're like, "Oh wow."
So
I mean, I cook a lot of pork chop. I cook a lot of grilled chops with it, a lot.
Yeah. See, and that's the only problem with the consumer sometimes is they see spicy or they see hot right over. I mean, they don't even go to where it's just a nice like spice to it. They go right to it's like, ghost pepper or reaper pepper hot that they're gonna be sweating and.
So it's kind of like my glazes. They're about a 4 to 5 on the scale. They're not hot. They've got a little bit of heat to them, but when you mix them with sauces, they amp up. And just tasting them themselves out of the bottle, I use them on desserts and make old fashions out of them and all kind of stuff. That's why I didn't want it super, super spicy. And I should have not put habanero on the label, but it's got habanero mash in it. I mean, and I wanted to control the Scoville units, and that's why I use a habanero mash. And there's other people out there in the market that you buy one bottle and it's got the right amount of heat, and you buy the same bottle again next week, and it's like a burn you up. And they use fresh habanero for that, and I can't. I need a consistent product, and I'm not a super spicy person myself.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, a lot of the labels I was that way too, where I'd read something on the label. I mean, Mike from Blazing Star with his Reaper rub, I was like, oh, no, I'm good. Like, I don't think I really want to get that, but I do like one of the things that Steve does at Wanamaker's is he's got a shelf with open bottles for everybody to go. You want to try something? Here it is. Go try it.
Yeah.
And I was honestly scared of the Reaper rub from Blazing Star, and turned around and tried it on the shelf, and there it was, and I was like, all right, that's going to be good. Let me get some.
Yeah. So it sounds like I got to start clearing off a whole nother shelf because Heath's coming out with 10 more rubs. That means I got to 10 more things. I got to make more space.
It won't be no time soon. It won't be no time soon.
What is your when you're doing stuff like that? Do you project something like maybe one or two every other year, or one or two every, do you have like a timeline where I was always, wondering how you guys plan that kind of stuff.
It just depends on what people keep writing in and asking for, truthfully, and looking at things. I mean, there's a few things. I'm not trying to let the cat out of the bag, but we've been working on a chili, seasoning for a long time, like a chili mix. And, we make several homemade ones, and people are like, just won't leave us alone about it. And we have a lot of friends in the market that sell chili seasonings, and I can see why now. I mean, so we are working on a chili seasoning for the fall.
I mean,
there it is, Ryan. See, there it is.
That's 2 weeks in a row, though. People have been talking about making chili seasonings.
Yep.
Well,
we're talking about
who else was it?
Kevin Kelly with Kelly's Mustard, and I don't know if you're familiar with Kelly's Mustard, but yeah, he's getting ready to come out with the chili seasoning. Actually, I can show it to you if you want to. Some of us are more important than others, right? But yeah, he's got a.
Then he's going to come back to the stage like this, and we'll talk about who's more important. That's the nice part about being the technical side is I do this at least once a show. He starts running his mouth, and then I got to bring him back down to the level.
Got to get him out of there.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Steve, how you doing?
There it is. So he's got. I hope he's not going to kill me for showing this, but yeah, he's got a little sample pouch for me to try.
Everybody, it is Thursday Night BBQ Chat with Barbecue Blackstone Beer, and it's all about the barbecue, but everything goes to Steve.
It is. Well, but I mean,
the guy that doesn't cook.
I do. I get very busy, Ryan, and then I don't have the time to cook like you. But I have nothing that keeps me at home. Like you have kids that keep you at home. Trisha and I we're out roaming around. I mean, we were at some contest last Saturday. We were over at a rib competition up in Roselle. So we went and did that, and then it's just we're all over. And then I just I get home and I don't feel like cooking anything. I'd rather go just get something and eat it.
Yeah,
I know how that is some nights.
Nights, yes, I get it. Some nights I don't want to cook either, but I would rather cook something at home where I know I can do it better than what they can do there.
Okay,
me personally.
I should have done that tonight. Actually, I went and grabbed a burger tonight up the road at the local cafe, So even though I film videos all day today, I sure didn't feel like cooking dinner tonight. Not for one person anyway.
Yeah.
As we're getting down to the nitty gritty here, what were your? Can you say what you were shooting about today? Were we doing
Yeah,
Thanksgiving yet?
we actually done a lot of shorts today, and we done 2 longs. We done a steak video, and we had to do we done a grouper taco, like a grilled taco today. It was really good. Made a good slaw for it and all that. So it's kind of into the summertime now, more easy grilling and things like that, instead of more smoking. And we'll drop a few more stuff before the 4th of July of smoking and things like that. But we kind of go in patterns with the seasons, what we release week to week, you know what I mean? Whether it's so hot, it's kind of simple grilling videos are starting to get so hot. People usually don't spend a ton of time outside, in the weather unless they're at a pool or something like that. So,
Yeah.
What do you got, Ryan? One more. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it because we're at.
Well, no, I was going to say, Rod Rose says, unfortunately, the MSG is what keeps him from trying them, but he said he loves watching your videos.
well, actually, there's not MSG, but only in, I think it's 7 or 8 of my rubs, and the rest of them are MSG free.
There you go, Robert. See?
There you go, Rob. You got to search. Yeah.
Just got to look at the label.
If you go on my website, it'll tell you which ones have it and which one don't. You know what I mean? You can filter it to one side and it'll pop up and all that. And as I come out with new products, we don't put MSG in them. But, when I first started, a lot of my stuff was competition based. And if you ain't using MSG, you ain't winning money.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So final question: Are you coming up to the A show in August, or? But then I'll see you in August then.
Yes, I will. I am coming your way.
Tacos, what'd you cook that on?
The Traeger Flat Rock.
Ooh, that's a new one. It's not a new grill, but that's the
griddle.
I just put together the new Weber one, and I have not burned it in. And I have the new Rectech that is being delivered tomorrow.
Jesus.
So you're about to see a lot more different videos from me on a lot of grills. I mean, I'll go ahead and tell you this: we've got Rectex now. We've got some Green Mountain here. We've got Pit Boss here. The Traeger, Camp Shelf. Seems like a Z Grill. And I think there's a Yoder on the way.
Jeez.
So we want to be able to give somebody, what they're cooking on. And so we have different variations of pellet grills versus, charcoal grills and all that, and different ones too. And so we're really going to start kicking up the filming a little more and going to start inviting in. We got some more guests coming in, some more guest pit masters and guest cooks coming in to cook with us coming up. So we're just starting to have a little more fun with it. That's all.
That's me, Ryan. I'm one of those guests. I didn't have the heart to tell you, Ryan, but we're making.
Well, some people that come in can only cook on certain grills, right? Let's face it, they're brand ambassadors for certain grill companies, but we're all friends at the end of the day. And for me, I kind of don't believe in taking an exclusivity deal from a grill company. I won't do it. I like to cook on whatever I'm feeling that day. And at the end of the day, it's not about money or anything else. If you want to send me a grill, I'm going to cook on it. And so I'll make a video on it. That's it. I'll keep it clean and good. But, if it won't work, I'm going to tell you about it now. Be truthful and honest.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to fib to people.
I get it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you either, but I'm just gonna let you know that I'm probably gonna start bothering you as it gets closer to the A show to maybe take a detour as you're going from the airport to downtown and maybe swing by the store and.
Well, I'll be driving, so yeah, man. Please remind me, and I'll just swing in when I'm up. But I'm driving up. Yeah, we are. We're driving up.
Oh, perfect. All right. As it gets, if I remember that, and the time doesn't catch up to me and pass me by like I did with Harry Sue was in last weekend, and I waited too long to like say, hey, Harry, remember we were gonna go do pizza and stuff like that. So, but
yeah, let me look at my calendar real quick. When is that show again?
It's August 12th through the 15th, I think.
Okay, so I imagine I'll be there by the morning of the 11th or mid morning of the 11th. By lunchtime of the 11th, I'll be set up in the booth by then. By lunchtime on that Monday, because it kicks that off that Tuesday. I'll probably
Yeah.
be finished setting up by then. So yeah, let's keep in touch, and I need to come over to the store and visit and all that.
Yeah, that would be great. Perfect. All right, we're going to let you go because you got a very important phone call to make. And thank you, as always, for taking the time out and talking with myself and Ryan and everybody and that's listening. So, and congratulations on the huge win.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all for having me on too.
All righty. And
take care, Heath. Have a good night.
See you.
All right, buddy. Thank y'all.
Yep.
Bye.
So as we were talking about the beginning of the show, that Heath was only going to be on for about 45 minutes. Lo and behold, it's a really long story, but Michelle O'Gwyn, I had reached out to see if she wanted to do the show on the 12th. And guess what, Ryan? I forgot to put it on my calendar. So then, of course, then Heath wins, and then I reach out to Heath and I say, hey, Heath, you want to do the show on the 12th? Because I'm all excited because he won. And he's like, yeah, I'll do the show on the 12th. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And then, of course, I'm having breakfast on Monday. And then, of course, who messaged me? And Michelle was like, am I still on the show on the 12th? Or am I co-host? And I'm like, no, I got Heath Riles. And then I scrolled back, and yes, I told Michelle that she could be on the 12th. And I felt so bad.
You should.
Because
you should.
This week is Bitches and Barbecue, and I wanted, or it's coming up. Is it this week? Well, we'll let her know. But it. So anyway, so she heard that Heath was only going to be on, and she right away texted and say, "Hey, I can fill the back half of the spot." So that's who's been in our green room this whole time, primping and getting ready for the greatest show that nobody watches to be on. So let's bring on Miss Michelle O'Gwyn.
We're going to make the show great. So it's another great show. We'll just take Steve out of here. You're muted, Michelle, by the way. But I do recall that I think somebody created a schedule with all the Thursdays and the dates to put everybody on there. But somebody forgot to fill that out.
You got to hit your microphone, Michelle.
You're muted, Michelle. No.
She hear us? Al, maybe she won't be talking. Michelle, your mic is muted. Can you hear us? Michelle, can you hear us? Michelle,
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I don't think she can hear us.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
We can't hear you. Your mic is muted.
I can't. There's no way we can do it, can we?
Mute. Unmute. Unmute. We lost her.
I'm trying to see if I can. Oh, she's gone. I thought maybe we could try and hit it. Well, hopefully she'll sign back in, and then her mic will be unmuted. I don't know. Now she's just down. Well, anyway, so this way she's got her Bitches a Barbecue show a contest coming up, and it's a fantastic contest. It's all women, and they're all cooking, as I believe, ribs. And where this came from, I have no idea, Ryan, but
it just happened to be right there. And
it's Tommy's, and I don't know. It was sitting on the chair right here, and it just felt like it was something that we needed to have on the show.
All right, we're gonna try this again.
All right, I think we got her. Nope, her mic is still. Oh.
Nope, her mic is still muted.
I don't know why it's. Oh, what did I do, Ryan? Ryan, I hit.
What did you do?
Hey! Oh! Wow! I was trying to play. She said she texted me she's going to have to jump to her PC. I guess they got storms down there in the Memphis. In the
that might be one. So bad connection. So, yeah. It was nice having Heath on the show. That was some good information. It's crazy to think. What do you say? 24 slabs of ribs for that?
I
that
think
he cooked.
I thought it was
16 for the first one and 8 more after that.
I don't know. He said it was I'd have to go back and watch. I thought I heard 92.
No, that's how many ribs he went through to find the ribs he was.
The ribs he was going to get. But
yeah,
her
so
mic is still.
Let's see. Well, she's got a secondary.
Oh,
Hi.
There you go.
Hey, sorry. So the cell phone signals are sucking in the house lately. I've been booted off a lot of calls. So when the storm hit, it jumped me off the Wi-Fi.
We could see you, but we couldn't. Your microphone was muted, and it wouldn't unmute.
Y'all were frozen on my side.
Oh, so you didn't hear anything I just said?
Mm.
Oh man, I kicked Steve out of the show.
All the bad things.
I kicked Steve out of here. It was just you and I. I was sitting there talking about, how somebody made this whole calendar schedule with all the dates for Thursdays for the year to fill in, so we would know ahead of time who we had. But somebody doesn't use it.
It's okay.
I use my.
I love you guys.
But I did. I went into the. You probably didn't hear it, but I went into the whole story of what happened, and I apologized on the big air.
I heard part of it.
Yeah, I did. I sat there at breakfast, and I felt so bad.
I told you I was fine. I love you guys.
I know, but still, I felt so bad, and I'm like, God, how can I do this before?
When I heard on the front of the story with Heath that he couldn't stay the whole time, I was like, well, shit, I can feel the whole thing. Sorry for my language, but I can feel the back half. I didn't need to fill the whole hour.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's kind of nice like that.
Plus, I miss Ryan because I don't ever get to see him anymore.
Oh,
who's that? Ryan? Oh yeah, it's because you're usually on when he's not here.
Did you see any of the private chat, Steve?
The what?
The private chat. Michelle was back there. She was like, "Be nice to Ryan. Tell him, Ryan. Tell him, Ryan." She's like, "When's that?"
Ryan, tell me nice to you.
Yeah. That's how Steve always is to me.
No, that's
yeah, we gotta. We have a couple cool things coming up, so we can talk about.
So what is it this weekend? Is this bitches weekend or is it?
No, because I did not want to impose that on Father's Day weekend, and it's also my birthday on Sunday, so I did not want to do that to anybody, and that's the one weekend I wanted to have off. So the Bitches of Barbecue Throwdown is June 21st at the house. Obviously, as of right now, we have 27 female competitors. We're still open to more. But we have a nice $3,000 prize purse. And this is it's a $25 entry fee. I mean, and we're paying down to 10th place. It's the silent auction, all the cool things. Women only can cook. Men have to party by the pool and have a good pool party day. And I call it a belated Father's Day present.
Is there going to be a belly flop contest again?
We're hoping so.
So
the last 2 years has had a belly flop contest, so we're hoping that we have another one. I can't guarantee the same winner every year will be there, but we'll at least try to have a contest no matter what. Plus cornhole, we're gonna have some live fire food and some nice snacks, and it's all about like a summer fellowship kind of thing. In addition to raising money for the Family Crisis Center of Northwest Mississippi, so they do domestic violence support systems. So kids that are victims of domestic violence and rape and obviously college students and stuff like that. This helps them go into a safe place to tell their testimony, and the DAs and the police department come in and give them a really safe place to be able to feel their story heard. And it's 100% funded by charity. It's not a government funded thing other than grants and stuff like that. And they do a great cause, and they help the victims get the justice they're served. So I really want to support this charity. Last year, we were able to donate $5,000 to them, and they were able to get some of that money matched, which almost doubled that money. So that's really good. So this is our third year doing this. It was initially just a thing to get women out of their comfort zone, because there's a lot of women that know how to cook ribs. They watched their husband do it for years, or a lot of them were doing it and just in secret didn't get the credit for it. And we wanted to flush them out. And I just want them to get the credit they deserve, and also to see they can do things. It's not that hard. Take the time to learn it, get outside your comfort zone, do the things. And we've got women now competing in categories and other competitions that they would never have done before without this contest. So I want to keep this thing going. I've got interest in taking international and regional and out west and stuff like that, just because there's not a lot of people that are willing to do things like this for the female competitors out there. And I really want to keep pushing that. I like to do also for kids. So that's my two things, is the people that don't feel that they can do it or they're not capable, just to get them out their comfort zone, show them they can, and build that backbone so they start wanting to compete more often. Because there is an attrition issue in barbecue in general. I don't know if you guys know that, but there is.
Yeah.
You know, the older ones are dying. Not saying dying. Sorry, I hate to say that word. That's kind of ugly. That was very ugly of me to say that. I'm sorry. The older ones are wanting to retire and just enjoy their time at the beach.
Right.
Or they get to do this.
Or, may not get that back. But yeah, the older ones are getting to the point to where they're tired and they don't want to do the all-nighters anymore and stuff like that. And there's a gap between their kids and the other kids. And that's what's causing all these barbecue contests to have lower numbers. And this is one of the ideas I had for a solution to fix that problem, is to get people out their comfort zone. You can do that, whether it be SCA or the Rib Cook-Off Association or KCBS or MB, where you don't have to do one category. You don't have to do them all.
Right.
Just ribs aren't hard. It's a 5-hour cook.
Well, I mean, to your point, I mean, as you were watching our conversation with Heath from Heath Riles, and he said the same thing. He said he's at a point now between the filming and all this other stuff and the kids, and he wants to be with his daughter, and which is where he should be, and so he's got the luxury now. He picks and chooses when he cooks. And that's what some of the guys that, 10 years ago, and when I started doing the barbecue stuff, that were young and into doing it and chasing the stuff, they've now gotten to that point where I only want to do Memphis in May, or I only want to do the Jack, or I only want to do, the Royal in the Jack. So you're right. There's this missing of, there's a vacuum behind them that isn't being filled.
Correct. Yeah. And this is one of the solutions that we have. And that's some of the things that we're working on with Memphis in May and some other sanctioning bodies and things like that to help fill that. But it's a work in progress, and it's not going to be fixed overnight, but we're working on it. And this is one of the ideas that I have, was the Bitches of Barbecue Throwdown. Honestly, this is the 3rd year, like I said. We're going to keep it going because the demand is there, the excitement's there, the fun is there. So if you ever have a chance to come out to Lakeland, Tennessee, if you can happen to show up, please come. It's a great time. If you can't make it this year, please plan to make it next year. Heath Riles has been a great asset with us on that as well. He's working on building a pool at his house because I told him I'm running out of space at mine. We may have to move to his. But that's options that we have in the future, and that he's one of our great partners on this program that we've been working on. Cool. With, like I said, female and kids, because he's a great advocate for the kids program as well. And that's another thing that I'm also working on with Memphis in May, and some other things that I've been working on as far as kids growth in the barbecue world and fixing that attrition rate that we've got going on. And so I'm very excited about that stuff. So we'll see where that goes. But the next thing that I've got going on, and I don't know, when me and you talked last, Steve, was with World Food Championships, there's an event in Nashville, Indiana coming up June 27th and 28th. It's at the Hard Truth Distillery, or Distilling, that's what they call it. And it's a Friday night, June 27th, is before the char, is what they call it. It's a VIP 5-course tasting pairing menu.
Oh, wow.
With their whiskey bourbon pairings and vodkas and rums that they have. But myself and my team are creating menus, a 5-course tasting menu to go with drinks they're going to put with it. And we're going to have all of our dishes infused with their liquors as well. Wow. So we're putting out a 5-course tasting menu that night. I think it's $125, but it's a whole full experience plus bands and things like that. And where can you get a 5-course tasting pairing menu with drinks for $125?
Yeah, and I think that's a common thing that people look and they see, because I know, Ryan, when we do the classes and stuff like that, people always see the same thing. They look at the classes and it's like, it's like,
that's too much money, and they don't.
It's
really
120 realize. Something. It's like, okay, well, but
if you're getting a 5-course meal plus whiskey pairings.
Well, and that's the same with the classes. I mean, Sean, who does
you're paying for the
classes.
Knowledge.
You're getting knowledge, but he's got to buy 3 or 4 briskets. He's got to buy, so he's got to buy the meat expense. and the time of doing it, and then they get to eat it. But you're exactly right. I mean, I can go to the barbecue joint here and one of the ones here. I mean, just for myself, without any liquor or anything, I can spend $100.
Well, I'll tell you the menu if you want to know.
Sure.
I'm cooking. I know it. So the first course is a campfire arancini with a hard truth vodka sauce. So we're doing some arancini with a creamy risotto balls. Fry them off and do a hard truth red wheat winter rye vodka sauce. The second course is going to be a high road rye pork belly tostada with a fire grilled corn and quick pickled red onions. So we have a tostada. Yeah. And then the third course is going to be a tropical breeze sea scallop with a hard truth white rum, pineapple brown butter, and mimosa slaw.
Wow,
and
look at you.
The fourth course is a pork tenderloin with a horseradish garlic mashed potatoes with a 4-grain bourbon demi-glace. And then the last course, which we're kind of geeking out about, is a peanut butter bourbon bliss. So it's a peanut butter whiskey ice cream with a peanut butter brittle and peanut butter brittle bourbon cream whipped cream.
You had me at bourbon.
There's a lot of bourbon in this dishes.
I hate to tell you, but I mean, that's a little pinky up stuff you're cooking there.
Whatever they're charging for, that's worth it, right?
No, I mean that's fantastic stuff. I'm just saying, but for for a brisket pork shoulder thrower, I mean that's some pretty fancy stuff for the live fire champion of the world, I guess.
Well, we're making it bougie.
You got to.
Wow. You should apply for, if you can make all that, I can honestly, you should apply for the barbecue bra.
They turned me down.
Why?
They said I wouldn't in their fit.
Whatever. I know a guy.
It is what it is.
I know a guy.
Apparently I don't.
Well, but no, I mean we both kind of do. I mean, I don't want to.
I was interviewed last year and they turned me down. They turned me down in the fall.
Well, don't let one
keep trying it. Keep trying it, and I can tell you what I fill out the application and then say and call up and so.
Oh, I made it to the third round of interviews and they said we went a different direction.
Yeah. So when you get it all and you're getting ready, just say, "Hey, Joey, I got this interview coming up. You got any suggestions of how?"
It wasn't Joey that threw my name in the hat. It was Al Fordoni.
Well, that's it. I mean, but now you can do Joey and Al.
If Al couldn't get me in, who can't?
Well, remember, I mean, did you see the pictures of the Texas original charcoal all over the stage? You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
Joey knows who I am.
Joey's a good guy.
It is what it is.
Keep trying because I come
up to the terms that I'm just probably not made for TV. I'm just made to just get crap done.
No, I think you should just keep applying. You'll get in there, and then watch. You'll end up.
I've got another one chasing me right now. We'll see if they pick me.
No, don't jinx it. Don't say what it is because it jinxes it.
No, I'm not jinxing it, but I got enough people emailing me about it. I'll tell you that. But no, I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm just going to enjoy the ride.
Well, now you got me all like now, like, you know how it is. It's like where you say something like, "Oh, I know something," and then you don't say it, and then now it's like, okay, well now I
got to get through the interviews first too. But they emailed me this week, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm just enjoying the adventures that are being bestowed upon me, and the things, like I said, with Hard Truth and this live fire adventure that's going on here with the potential that event has to be going forward with the future with World Food Championships and stuff like that. So I'm just taking one day at a time and just enjoying the fun things and growing my son and what he's trying to learn to grow, and Brandon and his things and stuff like that. So we're just trying to enjoy the stuff.
I got 2 questions for you because Ryan won't ask them, nor has he probably even thought of them. But how now Bitches of Barbecue we remember the first one, because I think you were on here for the very first one. I think with Mike D to announce the very first one.
Yep.
And obviously you've had a massive success, and Ryan and I are still down here. But anyway, the questions I have is, you said you got $3,000 as a prize purse. I got a question to add. My main question, I'm getting to it. Ryan's trying to grow this griddle battle thing. How did you is all that award, is that money coming from the entrance fee? Because you said it's only $25. Or how do you get sponsors to a new event? That's because obviously Ryan's event is new. It doesn't have any kind of where people can say like, oh yeah, they got the griddle battle, this or that.
So initially when we started the Bitches of Barbecue, we were trying to make it as cheap as possible because we wanted to grow women pitmasters and get them out of their shell. And the person that I created this event with donated all the ribs for the first 2 years. So when the women showed up, they had 3 slabs of ribs to cook and turn in, and this, that, and the other. What we found last year on the second year was that they were bringing their own in. So why waste the money on the ribs, and why don't we just turn that into prize money?
Okay.
And so he just said, let me know how many women you have. I want to pay down to 10th to make it more prestigious. Let me know how you have, and then tell me what you spent last year on prize money, and we will talk about it. So this year when we talked about it, he said, I want to double your prize money. I was spending this much money on the ribs anyway. I was going to spend this much money on prize money. And so that's why our prize money got doubled. So now we're at $3,000, $1,500 last year. And that's kind of how that went. We're just trying to pivot as we grow and see where things are going, what's working, what's not working. But if the women were not using the ribs we were providing, why give them that money? Why give them the ribs? Why don't we just give them the prize money?
I agree. And then the second part of the question, and I know I'm sure you cut you off from answering the first part of the question, but the second part of the question is, will you and Brandon come up and cook in the griddle battle this fall?
When's the griddle battle?
September 13th. Well, I had to cancel the first one because we didn't get enough participants. But
our September's pretty busy, and if I get picked for that show, I'm going to be gone.
Yeah, September 13th.
If I get picked for that show, I'll be gone. What are y'all doing July 4th?
July 4th? I'm not doing anything.
I'll be in Minneapolis. All of America.
We land in Chicago July 3rd and leave on July 6th.
You leave when?
We arrive in Chicago July 3rd and leave on July
6th.
We're doing an express tour of Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
I leave
on the 3rd and come back on the 6th.
We are going to a Cubs game on the 4th.
Okay.
And then we're going to Alinea on the 5th.
Yeah.
I can tell you,
but
that Superman myself.
If you want to do a remote Thursday podcast, Steve, we can do it somewhere in downtown Chicago.
Well, the third is not. Well, I don't go downtown. For one.
I don't go downtown either. When
No,
you live here, it's like
as long as you say in certain parts, you're from Memphis area, so you kind of as long as
we're
you say in certain
staying in
parts,
the Magnificent Mile.
Oh, then you're fine up there. You mean up there? It's gorgeous. It's and here's my thing with the city of Chicago. So nobody thinks that I'm bashing it, that it's awful.
Oh, yeah.
It's too crowded for me. There's no place to park.
We're staying at the Chicago North. We're staying at the Chicago Hilton.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, but you're up there. Yeah. So anyway, so I can tell you, Michelle, that
Al's Italian beef.
you gotta come. You gotta come out to.
Hotel stays around his eating places.
Well, you can take the train out. We'll have you take the train out. You can go to Union Station, take the metro out here to the Burg. Well, it's either way. If you want to drive, you can drive out. I can honestly tell you the store is closed on the 4th of July, so I am not doing anything on the 4th of July.
We landed like 2 p.m. on Thursday the 3rd.
All right. Well, I'll be working on the 3rd, but then the 5th is my 5th and 6th are my weekend off. So I will be off the 4th.
So who's on the show on the 3rd?
We're not.
Nobody. We weren't having a show.
You need to have a special.
Michelle and Brandon's day off, we can. If you come out to the burbs, we can go to Brookfield Zoo and we can go to a lot of the other places, and you can just kind of.
We can Facebook Live a restaurant and go, hey, let's talk crap.
Nice.
Don't even get me started on that because somebody was on my Facebook page. I don't know if you saw it, Ryan, but I go around and I eat breakfast at places, and I post where I go and I post the, how it is and this and that, and he was really getting mad.
Well, I'm still an admin on the page, so I can actually just go do it for you.
Well, I mean, I posted on my personal page, but he was getting really, really mad that I never bashed anybody. And I told him, I said, I'm not going to bash anybody because I don't think it's right to trash somebody's business on the internet. I said, if it's bad, I won't post it. And I'll have a conversation with the owner or something like that if I think that there was something like awful or if I have some suggestions. And he just kept going. He said, well, we can't believe your reviews if you won't tell us where you didn't like to go. And I said, no. I said, because that's not fair to the business.
I'm not here doing a review. I'm doing something where I'm at and I like to do it. Like I'm not this.
Well, that's what I kept trying to tell him. And I kept trying to say that. It's like, I'm here to help small business. I'm here to promote it. And I said, everywhere that I went, and it's honest to God truth, everywhere I went, I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed my time. And I will go back to some of those places. And some of them I already have. He's like, oh, well, then there have been places that you don't like. And I said, you know what? Yeah. I said,
everybody's going to have places they don't like.
Conversation's over. I said, because I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get me to bash anybody because I don't feel that's fair to a business. It's just like, it's like the Yelp people. It's like, they like to think that they're high and mighty and there's some world famous whatever food critics, and that's all they do is go out and bash businesses, and it's just that's just not what I'm about. Especially small family businesses, I won't do it. I mean, those people are working their asses off for you to come in and have one bad thing, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. How do I want to word it? Crap sells. I mean, so. People are going to end up doing it just because they know they're going to get more likes and shares and comments and this and that, because that kind of stuff obviously does better than saying something good about something.
Agreed. And that sucks. I do want to give a shout out to Braden Estrella. He's my new friend out of New Hampshire. He's a young barbecue cook. He wanted me to give him a shout out on the show. He's watching.
Oh.
So props to him. I'm excited to meet him. He wants me to come up to New Hampshire at the end of July. I'm still trying my best, Braden, I promise. But if not, I can't be there. I will be there probably next year, but I'm still working on it. But he is a young cook, middle school age, I think. And I believe he said he was blind. But he is a very cool kid. I've been enjoying talking with him on email and text messages. And getting out there, he spends a lot of time on the Pit Boss Barbecue as well. So he's up there in that Northeast area. So if anybody knows about Braden, Australia, if I said your name wrong, I apologize, dude. I'm from the South and I don't enunciate things correctly sometimes, but
oh boy.
But dude, I am so excited. Not mine. I'm so excited for you and what you're about to do and come into this world. I'm proud, man.
Oh yeah, congratulations! But yeah, and here's something to you for the bitches of barbecue. I know it may not tie into this event, but the Riley. I think you went to Riley's event, did you?
No,
I thought that
I was able to make it because I was coming off of Memphis in May, and then I had 3 very large catering events, so I could not make it successfully and not stress myself out too much. So I did not make it to Riley's, but we did sponsor that event.
I did like the fact that they had a cooking category, and I'm obviously whatever the politically correct form of saying for kids with special needs or handicapped. I thought, obviously living with Tricia and her son Tommy, who has a muscular dystrophy. I think that's really cool because I think that's as you were saying, to grow that gap. I mean, it's almost like a forgotten a community that there are those that they can do it. You just look at them and think that they can't. But I think that would be.
My nephew's severely autistic, and then my other nephew is mildly autistic with some other things going on too. So, and they want to cook, and I'm excited to teach them. So they're finally getting to the age where they can actually focus long enough to learn it. So I'm excited to teach them in the next level about things. Like they send me videos like, look, Aunt Shell, I made this. And so I'm excited to be a part of that journey with them.
So that may be something to, add to any kind of, if you can have any pull over anybody that's doing a future category or something like that, is to see if we can find a way to always add in a special needs category.
And I can't speak specifically for the Jim Hudgens Foundation, that Susan Hudgens. So he passed away. He was a big advocate for kids cooks in the SCA world, and he passed away this past summer, but he still has his foundation where they do help pay for the payouts for kids cooks, and even help it to where the kids' entry fees are for free. But definitely reach out to Susan Hudgens on that stuff to see if they're still having that budget going on. But that was Jim's passion, and I think she still plans on keeping that going on and stuff like that. So he was a big advocate for kids cooking, and even more so for kids in that division.
Yeah, I think it's a fun category, and kudos to Karen and Riley Wright for doing something like that, because I think it is. I think it's a forgotten category that they just you see someone with a disability and you just think that they can't do it, and to be honest, sometimes with things like that, the journey's the reward. So even if they don't win it, for them to just actually do it and be able to finish it and complete it, to them, that's like, they may not even know that they're in a competition. That it's just the excitement that they got to cook on the grill and do stuff.
Some of the people I reach at that I see at Sam's when I do the Sam's Club demos, I know some people know what those are. Sam's whole, I'm wearing the shirt right now, but I do Sam's Club cooking demonstrations, a part of the World Food Championship program, where we actually go into the stores. We do 2-day events, and we're actually teaching recipes on the floor. And I have more fun teaching the kids than I do teaching the adults. Not wrong, get me wrong, teaching the adults is great, but the kids, especially the ones that have special needs, they are so intrigued. It helps calm them. It helps them feel included and things like that. That's some of the things that I actually really enjoy about doing what I do there. Some of the adults are like, I just want to make dinner easy, but the kids are wanting to cook again. The kids are intrigued about cooking. So I guess it goes back into that attrition rate, where if they're intrigued about cooking dinner now, what does that mean for barbecue going later, or steak, or live fire, or whatever else? I mean, there's still those growth patterns that are about to start happening again. We just got to keep feeding it.
Yeah. Do you think? I know we talk about it a lot. Do you think? Well, actually, you were actually down there, so I'd be honest to get your. And I know that John Mann and we kind of talked about it when we. Do you ever think that there will be a marriage between Memphis and May and SummerSlam? Do you think that they could find something out of SummerSlam and the tradition of Memphis and May, and find a way to make a euphoria of barbecue weekend that would?
The other side's not willing to cooperate.
It's still new, but we'll see what happens. I still hold out hope, because I think, like I said, John and I were talking about, there's a lot of fun and neat things in Smoke Slam, but I get it. I mean,
if they were to
tradition of Memphis and May.
If they were to change their weekend, they would have so much more economic impact in the city of Memphis, between all the teams coming from all over and the international teams wanting to stay for 2 weeks solid to cook 2 large contests with high payouts. I think the economic impact for the city of Memphis would be better if they were weekends. But
that's what John's suggestion was.
Yeah, John stayed with us after Smoke Slam. Yeah. We talked. We had some good debriefing things, but no, the understanding that we have is that the Memphis people that put on Smoke Slam are locked into an agreement and they can't change it. That's what we were told. I don't know what's real or not, but the feel is that there's no willing of cooperation, is what I've heard. That's just what I've heard, not what I don't know if it's real or not, so I can't.
Yeah,
speak
so
to
don't come after Michelle with pickaxes and knives. That we're
Yeah.
just hypothetically talking and saying what people have heard on the ground and this and that. Because you're right, I would totally agree. It's smoke slam the first weekend and then end it with the Memphis in May. All these guys would stay there even when we talked to Tim Shear, he said I'd love to cook both. And
I would like to cook one of them at least, if not both.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna
but so I would love to cook one, but I can't.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna haul all that stuff down there and it's already there, and like you said, you have 2 contests paying out big prizes, why would you?
It could be a destination month for the city of Memphis, like it used to be. Not necessarily with 2 barbecue. It would be 2 barbecue contests this time, but before it was Music Fest, Barbecue Fest, and then there was Sunset Symphony, and now we've got the Great American River Run, which it brings in runners, but doesn't bring in that kind of economic impact. So,
sorry guys, I got somebody at my door. I got to jump out of here.
Fine, but Memphis is not going anywhere. It's growing. Where we're at locally, it's not going to change.
Don't cancel the whole show.
Right? Yeah, don't do that. It's not going anywhere. It's growing. We're already working on next year.
Yeah, I would think so.
They gave me 2 weeks off, and now I'm already working on it with them. So we're already working on next year and what we can do to improve. And having a new CEO in mind is helpful a lot. We're able to what we've grown from the last year to this year and the year before that. It's been a lot, and we can't grow everything overnight because you want control growth, but it's not going anywhere. Everybody keeps saying it's going to go, but it's not. We have great people in place. We have a great CEO in place. He's very money centric, so he's being very smart with the money, so it's not a problem. Outside of that, it's just quit working against something that's been there for 48 years.
Yeah. No, like I said, it's too bad because I think it's as John and I were talking. I mean, from somebody. Obviously you're a cooker, me being a barbecue geek, to me, how awesome would that be to spend a week of vacation in Memphis and be able to do spend a week, see stuff around the area, and then be there for the one the following weekend. I mean,
do the touristy things and then go do cook.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I mean, for me and Brandon who live locally, for us, it would be set up for one, cook it, clean up, rest for a minute, and then go run the judging for the other one. It's just, we would cook the other one if we could, but it's not. We can't do it. I'm saying we can't be in 2 places at once.
So where is so Bitches is next weekend?
Yeah, so it's June 21st,
and it's during the day, isn't it?
Yep, it's judging is at 4, awards will be about 5.
Darn it!
What time are you working till?
No, I'm going to work till 5 that day. So there's no way I can do I want to do, cause you're actually the same day as, John's Yak Off. And, I know I wanted to do a live from the Yak Off, but at least with the time difference, me getting off at 5 is actually, he wouldn't be doing awards or anything like that till like 7 or 8 o'clock at night here. So it actually worked out. Yours is in the afternoon, so I'd be working at the time. Otherwise, I was going to say we could do a live feed from the Bitches of Barbecue and
I can do it from my account because I'm an admin.
You could do it if you want to.
Because Mike D's helping us here too, so I can use my phone. But it's all a matter of how things work out with everybody. And I know you're doing your thing, and then I don't know what time his awards are going to be and stuff like that, but.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get it to work or not, or if I'm going to be tired to do it. But
we're going to be living from our page, from the live page. So worst case, we just reshare it to yours.
Yeah, or just that probably just do that. That's probably the easiest. Is to share it to It's All About the Barbecue page. And then,
but right now we're already at 27 females, and we still leave registration open because Dyersburg does not have as much SDA entrance, so we might grab a few more females back if they cancel their event.
Cool.
So, I was hoping for 45. We might land at 30.
I got a question for you though, because I'm curious if you might know the answer. When does the Cozy Rosie start accepting reservations for January?
They might now, actually. I would reach out.
I don't know. I've been trying online and it's not there, so I may have to call them. And
Call the lady. She's super sweet. And then I know they got the one coming up in the fall, in August. So they're probably worried about that one more than anything right now.
yeah, because I wanted to try and make sure we get our cabin reserved for.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure that they're not putting Cape Girardeau the same weekend again.
Well, that's what Heath was doing in the beginning. I don't know if you saw that part. He was trying. He checked. He didn't get to have a date yet. So hopefully.
Yeah, him and I are waiting on how Hondo, Texas, with Al Fragoni's open fire meetup's going to work because that's the same weekend as the Royal. So he's trying to figure out being two places at once, and I'm trying to get a sponsor because they won't let me pay for my own self. So I got to get a sponsor to cover myself.
For what? For the Royal?
For the Al Fragoni event in Hondo, Texas in November. They want sponsors instead of teams to pay for themselves. So
I guess. I mean, money's money. But anyway. All right. We gotta go. We gotta button this up. We already chased Ryan away. This is the way it should be. Myself just interviewing Michelle.
You got two guests in one night.
Michelle took over, kicked Ryan right out. For those of you, if you're just signing on, there was a coup on the show. Michelle hadn't been on in a while, and she came on and just pushed Ryan right out of the show.
But I was defending him earlier.
I know, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it, nor could I hear it.
Because I was backstage.
I know. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you for jumping on. Do you have is Bitches of Barbecue? Is it on a website or is it just go to Ain't It the Life Barbecue and
Ain't It Life Barbecue on Facebook?
Excellent day. So, well, Michelle, thanks for filling in at the last minute. So,
hey, look, we filled in 40 minutes.
I know. See, we had like almost two shows in one. Okay. So, all right, everybody. As always, be kind and courteous to everybody. Be nice to your neighbor. Be accepting of how people are. Gosh, the world's just gone nuts. But anyway, that's just the way it is. The way I look at it is, this is our 60s. So we got a couple more years left of this.
I wasn't born then.
I wasn't either, but I mean, you can watch the TV and see and videos and see how it was.
It wasn't YouTube back then, though.
Well, I mean, they have video of it. I mean, you can watch History Channel and stuff and see what went on. I mean, Kent State, all the race riots, all the hippies for peace in Vietnam. I mean, all that stuff went on in the 60s.
Well,
they all lived.
That channel in your comments. Don't spit your coffee.
The History Channel. You don't know what the History Channel is, Michelle? Anyway.
There's episode links.
Anyway, all right, everybody. Everybody have a good night, and we will see you next week. Next week's show, we're going to go from Memphis MA champion to probably one of the hottest seasonings in the world. We're going to have Alan Smith on from Boar's Night Out, makers of White Lightning double garlic butter, White Lightning spicy, Southern Thunder, and I just got in the other day their Texas Tornado, and I'm telling you,
I'm going to have to chime in on that one.
That is, are you going to be mean?
No.
Well, you said you wanted to go to restaurants and be mean to them.
No, Brandon does.
I don't know. If it's a big chain, like I said, going back to that story, if it's a big chain, I get it. But mom and pop stores, I mean, these people are fighting and they're trying to do it. You know what I mean?
I'm kidding.
I'd rather if I didn't like the meal or something there, I'd rather just like not say I was there, or just say I had it was a good time, and then afterwards to say to the owners, like, dude, it's like you really should do that. You know,
go back.
Give them an opportunity to fix what's wrong. I mean, they may be so. I did a special edition with a gal that runs a restaurant in LaGrange Park over here, and I mean, she's the chef, she's the owner, she's doing the finances, they're doing so much that, I mean, hey, just go to them and say, I just want to let you know this is what happened. You know, not a big deal, you know, whatever. But let them know, because a lot of them, they want to know that if something's not right so they can fix it. So anyway, I'd rather help them out.
They already know.
Yeah, I'd rather help them out than beat them down.
No.
Anyway, so everybody have a great night, and Michelle, we'll see you. We'll see you maybe next week commenting on the big show.
Yep.
We've now coined the phrase. It's the greatest show nobody watches. That's the Thursday Night BBQ Chat. The greatest show that nobody watches.
I missed you guys.
We missed you. Well, we thought that, like I said, and when you were on that, I thought since you were on Shootin the Que with Heath Riles, that that was it. You were that your star was going up, and there was no more Thursday Night BBQ Chat for Michelle because she's too highfalutin because she was on Shootin the Que.
I'm running, you know that.
I know. Anyway, I've been watching. You've been busy. You've been a really busy person. All right, we got to get out of here. Or I'm going to sit here. We can probably yap all flipping night.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Hold on. I got to figure out how to end it. Yep, I see it. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. I got to use my waving hand to exit.
Thank you so much, guys. You've been absolutely amazing. Thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.